Alright, this is John Kohler with OKRaw.com to do another exciting episode for you. In this episode, we're going to go ahead and taste test some wild durian that you will not get to taste test unless you literally fly your butt all the way over to Borneo in Southeast Asia. And for this episode, I have a special guest, Wendi of Wendiland. We'll go ahead and put her link to her YouTube channel down below. She was born in Vietnam and she has tasted lots of fruits in her life. And I think, is durian one of your favorite fruits, Wendi?
Yep.
It's one of her favorite fruits. In this episode, we're going to get her to taste durian she's never tasted and I've never tasted either. And I'm going to show you guys how you guys can get this same durian box. Now, this durian box is not for the faint-hearted and not for people that like excessively sweet fruits. This is for you guys that are connoisseurs out there. I mean, they got wine connoisseurs that spend thousands or even millions of dollars on one bottle of this certain vintage. Luckily, this fruit is picked fresh for you. And actually, they are tree drops. They're not like cutting them off the tree before they're ripe. This is not the garbage durian that you guys are going to get in like Asian markets in the United States of America. It is very difficult to find durian fresh. And if you can find it fresh in the US, it runs on average from $10 to $15 a pound for fresh durian. Now, if you see durian at your Asian market and it's maybe more brown instead of golden color, that's probably likely frozen, and then they sell it frozen, and that stuff could be found for at least $3 a pound, maybe $4, depending on where you live, of course. And the fruits could cost, like one fruit, like I remember buying a durian back in the day, it was like 50 bucks.
Oh yeah.
And what you don't think about is that a lot of the fruit is inedible. In this wild durian box here, it basically contains 2 pounds of durian flesh, which would be equivalent to buying 10 pounds of durian. So if you're buying 10 pounds of fresh durian in the US at about $10 a pound minimum, probably gonna cost you more, that's like 100 bucks. And so actually, guess what? That's what this very box cost you, and you don't have to do the work of cutting it open, making your skin bleed on the little spines, you know, cutting yourself up and disposing of the shell. That being said, this stuff is actually harvested when it's fresh, tree drops, and every batch that makes it into a box, or every day that they harvest durian, they're doing taste testing. Lindsay, the owner of the company, Year of the Durian is the website. Put a link down below to the website to order information on durians, information about the durian tours they give, which I'll talk about in a second. Also their Instagram and their Facebook. But yeah, she taste tests every day the durian, and I want that job, to taste test the durian and see if it's gonna meet the criteria and be good enough, because she is who I would consider my durian expert. Like, I've eaten durian, but she lives, breathes, and eats durian. Unique varieties, rare varieties, hybrid, every kind of durian she's a big fan of. And this durian here that you guys can get shipped to, that we're going to try in a second, is actually stems from a wild durian. And you know, I want to explain to you guys real quick, you know, if you ever bought durian at the Asian market, you're probably going to get a durian variety called monthong. And that's what this variety is. This is monthong durian. This is what it looks like, and this is what we mostly get in the US. I have never seen in my life, I've maybe seen one other variety besides the monthong for sale, but most of the time it's the monthong, and that's basically like eating only one kind of banana. If you only ever had the Cavendish bananas, you know, and if you go to the grocery store and you buy bananas, they're always a Cavendish, or if you go to the grocery store and buy avocados, they're always a Haas. What if you went to the grocery store and bought apples, and they're always Red Delicious apples? I don't know about you guys, but I hate Red Delicious apples. Like, they're the worst. I'd rather eat Fuji's or Honey Crisps, or, I mean, there's hundreds of kinds of heirloom apples that are not widely distributed, but yet, you know, the monthong and the durians are the kind that is basically being sold for export, and that's the kind we could get. It's a big sad thing that's happening in Asian countries, Southeast Asia, is that they're trying to recruit farmers to grow one variety of durian, and this could be very problematic. Number one, you don't get variety. You know, variety is a spice of life, not only for our taste buds, every variety has a different level of phytonutrients and phytochemicals, plus these are rare varieties. Like there are endangered species of animals. Well, there are endangered species and types of durian varieties or trees or fruits that could become extinct if they're just chopped down and all replaced with the monthong or other type of durian that are now being propagated to farmers because they want uniformity. They want fruit that they know will freeze well, that will ship well, that they could process well, that produce, you know, a big crop per the fruit, whereas these wild durians are like really small and there's not a whole lot of fruit in each durian, you know. And when you buy this box, you directly support the farmers that are growing the fruit. It's not coming through a middleman like some mail order places you could buy durian online. You know, on the box is printed like pictures of the freaking farmer. Like, this is totally amazing. This is Jenny and Nora, and they're the farmers that grew the durian inside this box. I'll read about it. Jenny and Nora sell durian at the Tamu grounds every day, both from their own farms and also from other people who drop off durians but don't want to hang out all day at the hot sun or the pouring rain. Jenny is from the Bisana tribe and Noah is from Iban. They speak different languages and have different cultures, but everyone loves durian. Now they are excited to share their durian with you. And if you scan this QR code there, you could visit the webpage and learn more about them. In addition, there's Madame Ting, and I was actually reading online about Madame Ting today, and it says every day of the durian season, Madame Ting stands in the small stall in front of her farm. It's like off a road. Her husband started collecting durian in the 1980s from Miri, Kota, Kinabalu, and as far away as Penang Island. Of course, he collected local durians too, including over 10 types of sulak. She thought he was kind of crazy, but his hobby grew into one of the largest and most diverse durian farms in Limbang. She's still surprised to be growing so much durian and never expected her durian to get sent around the world. She hopes you love it too. You know, and this is the kind of farming that I want you guys to support. Support your local farmers. In this case, these are local farmers and small farmers from far off lands that you may not ever get to visit. Or even better yet, grow your own. If you live in a place that can grow durians, which there's not a whole lot of places in the U.S. that can grow durians, maybe like Hawaii, and they're trying to experiment with that in South Florida now that the weather has been getting warmer, right? So anyways, without further ado, actually what I want to do next, we're going to go ahead and, before I open this special durian box, we're going to just try this package of frozen durian that I thawed out to let us know what a common durian would taste and what you guys taste mostly, because seriously, you guys will never be able to taste this on your own unless you literally fly to Borneo. So Wendy, I want to ask you, like, how often do you eat durian?
Maybe a couple times a year.
Oh yeah?
A little more if I'm visiting Vietnam.
Yeah, right. And do you eat it fresh or do you eat it frozen and thawed or what?
Thank you.
Just grab the whole piece.
Oh, okay, nice.
Right.
Plop. I eat them both ways, fresh, frozen, and if it's not so good out of frozen, then I would bake them, put them in like bread, like banana, nut bread, whatever, just bake it with that, or put it with oatmeal or whatever. Oh, oatmeal, yeah.
It's almost like pudding. It's like really soft because it's thawed out pretty good in the nice weather, warm weather we've been having.
Nice and cool.
So how would you describe this? Like the viewers out there that never had durian in their life. Like, this is just the common durian. Does this, okay, number one, does this taste like other durians you have bought like at Asian markets in the United States?
In the United States, yes.
It's pretty much a common
like
American version that you would buy.
Not so buttery, you know. It's more like a water base. It kind of tastes more like
anything that's been previously frozen and then thawed is gonna be way different than fresh. I mean, imagine a fresh banana versus a banana that's frozen, which could be pretty good, but then you thaw it. So it's very important when you're thawing these guys to get them just right and not let them thaw too much, and then they get more watery. You want it still a little bit of texture in there. I like them.
Yep. Otherwise, you just turn it into a smoothie.
Oh yeah. Otherwise, you turn it into a smoothie, and it'd be a waste for these guys to turn them into smoothies. And maybe this guy, all day long, but don't turn these guys into smoothies.
Very, very expensive smoothie.
All right. So this tastes like other ones you've got in the U.S. And then, what would you say this tastes like to somebody that's never tried durian in their life?
It's like custard. Creamy custard, but more like I'm not familiar with the different varieties of avocados, but there are kinds that are more water-based, and there's ones that are more creamy and fatty. So it's the more like water runny kind.
So the Florida avocados tend to be more like kind of watery style, not as fatty, and then the California ones in general, but not always, tend to be more fatty.
Yeah, so it's more like the Florida.
So the consistency then is more like watery, like not super
creamy. Watery, yeah, but not like butter rich kind of, not silky rich. Yeah.
Right, so I would definitely go with that assessment as well. I would say it tastes kind of like maybe butterscotch pudding. The first time you taste this, like a lot of people either love durian or they hate it. And you know, the first time I ate it, I didn't like it. You know, it kind of has some kind of sulfur taste to it because it actually is a food high in sulfur that is an essential nutrient for us that we should be getting. It could be in garlic and onions, but durian is known to have lots of sulfur as well as other plant foods, and all my sulfur comes from plant foods myself. I mean, sulfur is also a big thing in eggs, so some people may say this has like an egg kind of overtone taste. If you're used to eating eggs, I haven't eaten eggs in a long time. So all right, so next let's open the box here. Now the cool thing about this box is that this is only shipped like once they're harvested, so they basically go in and do a big harvest. Lindsay inspects taste tests fruit from every day to make sure they're getting good fruit for their boxes. And then it's flash frozen instantly to like minus 40 degrees.
Wow.
And then shipped over from Borneo to the US. And then it's packed in dry ice as it comes over, so it stays completely frozen, locking in the nutrition, locking in the flavor as much as a frozen food can. And then they basically put it in this box and ship it to you still frozen. Now, you know, depending on where you live and depending on the time of year, if it's cold where you live, it's probably gonna be still frozen when you get it. You know, here where I live, it was around 100 degrees that day, sitting in a hot UPS truck, and you know, the packing in here was not sufficient to keep everything super cold. It was already thawed out, but still rather cold. All right, when you open this up, you're gonna get a couple things, a couple cards. So these cards are nice.
Oh, nice.
And maybe you wanna read one off, Wendy?
Okay, eat number 1.
Okay.
How do you say this? Solak
Kuning. I don't know.
Kuning. This is the mildest tasting durian of this box set, and will likely taste the most familiar and durian-y. Thicker and pastier than your normal durian. The bright yellow flesh is rich and nutty without too much of the alcoholic possess of other Borneo hybrids that sends some people over the moon in delicious joy, but is majorly, wow, it's yellow, overwhelming for others. We have mixed 2 varieties, Gongs and Sulak Bukit Lalit. The thicker, pastier texture means these durians won't go gloppy when thawed. Oh, so we recommended thawing these to release the entire of the milder flavor.
All right, cool. So I want to show you guys these as best as I can. This is the Silla Cunning. It's a cunning durian, and you know, look at the color on that, right? And then look at the color of the monthong. Like, man, this is so much richer and deeper. Hey, and I want you guys know that I want you guys to eat the rainbow. Eat deeper pigmented colors. I can guarantee you that this durian that's a lot more yellow than this stuff that's just really light yellow has a lot more beta carotene in it, which is like really good for us, okay? So we're just gonna go ahead and slice into this bag here. And we're gonna pull out one of these little durians.
It's like a color.
So this is, once again, you know, that wild, you know, a hybrid from the wild. So they took the wild, it was crossbred with something. And a durian tree takes a long time before it actually starts fruiting and producing fruit. Some of these trees off this farm, you know, were probably grown like, you know, they said in the 1980s.
Wow.
All right, so we didn't do a smell test on that.
Oh, we can
So why don't we smell that and then compare what that smells like.
Thick, chalky.
I mean, I'll let you describe it. I'm not good at describing it. It just smells like durian to me. And then smell this. Oh my God.
Wow.
This is insane.
One more time.
This smells like a flower.
Yeah,
like,
I was thinking floral. Yeah.
It smells like a sweet, flower. That smells kind of
It's like a brighter flower.
Yeah, this is like bright and like wow, like maybe more full of life. And this smells like kind of just like hanging out, kind of happening, like not really.
What kind of smell?
Yeah, wow. All right, so Wendy, here we'll give you this this pod. So like there's a seed on here, and the seeds are probably not viable because they have been frozen. And we're gonna try this. What is it? Sulla Cunning.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my God.
Whoa.
The texture on this is amazing. I mean, properly thawed. This to me has the texture of like basically like almost a fresh durian that I have eaten like recently in Hawaii, well, a couple of months ago. Man.
Wow.
This stuff is giving me the chills, man. Like it's
It almost
so
tastes
good.
like it's fresh. Like it doesn't even taste like it's frozen.
I know, it's amazing.
Yeah. And
Because the water content is not high. I mean, you're basically buying frozen water in this, and that's why she said it tasted like, you know, thawed out watery.
Yeah.
This you're buying like rich, delicious goodness.
Yeah.
Like
definitely drier texture, pasty, like
drier, but I like it like this. I don't like it too wet. You lose the flavor.
Yeah, it's very concentrated and
wow, this has got to be one of the best durians I've had. I mean, it's not like overly sweet. Like if you guys like sweet fruits like dates, like this is not super sweet. And actually this is more like the wild kind. Like this is super rare. Like it has like a flavor, depth of flavor instead of just being, oh, that's durian. And that's just kind of like, and like this I like. This, like I barely ever buy the ones in packages and I just got it for this video today. And I barely buy even fresh or frozen durian in the United States unless I'm in like Hawaii and they grew them there, or I have friends that like opened up one. I think I had like a wild one like this only once, and it was like super small and wasn't fully developed.
yeah, I love how the flavors slowly unfold, like each layer of the flavors.
Yeah, it's like
As it
really
melts
complex. And like this stuff almost like literally melts in your mouth.
Oh, it does, yeah.
I'm tasting, I got it, once I got by the seed, there's a little bit of fiber, completely edible.
Yeah.
Which adds different flavor tones because that's just like more fiber and like more plainish. Getting next to the seed.
It's like sprouting.
How you've had like this. I've had durian, and when you eat next to the seed, it kind of the flavor profile changes to like the meat next to the seed or the flesh next to the seed, and it kind of tastes similar.
I like that skin.
Yeah. No, me too. I like to eat. Yeah. I like to suck the seed dry. I suck durian seeds.
You see how mine's opened? It's ready to germinate.
Yeah, so I mean, that's cool. Yours is like germinating, and what does that mean?
Tree drop,
that means a tree drop is ripe. The tree wants to release the fruit because guess what? The tree wants this to drop on the ground and then sprout a whole new durian tree. So you just sacrifice the durian tree by eating the fruit. Yeah, no, mine's sprouting too. It's starting to bust open.
Yeah, this one has like that egg fruit kind of a.
Oh, maybe texture. I would say it's not quite as thick.
Not as thick.
Like I gag on egg fruit. This was like really like a nice pudding texture you'd make more like in the Vitamix, like moisture. Wow, and how would you describe the flavor, Wendy? I mean, this is why I have you on the video, because you're a bit better at descriptions than I am. I mean, this, if I had to say, I would say this tastes complex.
Complex, yeah.
Is one, I would say, like really rich. Like you thought this was rich, like that was rich. Not as rich as like a egg fruit, like you said, but it's like really rich, like a really good like richness of an avocado with like, I would say, floral notes.
Less sulfur.
Yeah, way less. Oh my God, like I didn't even taste the sulfur. Yeah. Like, does this fruit have even sulfur in it?
This is good for people who don't like durian because of the sulfur.
Exactly. If you've hated the standard durian you get in the U.S., you got to try this. And let me read what they usually say about it, about the Sulla Cunning. The mild starter with smooth nuttiness and a kind of hint of alcoholic perfume. I didn't smell the alcoholic like it's fermented at all, but I did smell the flower perfume, I would say. It
flower,
smelled
like floral.
so good, like floral. Yes.
Although my tongue is a little warm now.
Oh wow. Yeah, I mean maybe this is a warming food with the sulfur in there.
Well, durian is a warming fruit.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. All right, Wendy. So you're gonna read the next card, and we got the Sulak King here. I'll keep my cards clean. You got collector cards, man. Maybe you could collect all 10.
So play durian guessing games.
Yeah.
See, the sweetest of the durian set. This cheerful orange. Ooh.
Oh, orange.
Interspecies hybrid. I'm not. Am I
that's
read
the Latin name.
The Latin.
Yeah, just do your best.
Dizibathinus X.
D. Gravelolens.
Sorry.
And we're not Latin.
Not at all. Has the thick, sticky texture of a peanut butter chew, but a fruitiness not unlike a tropical bubble gum.
Oh my god, yeah, jackfruit's one of my favorites, and this kind of actually has the color of a good, like,
and
orange jackfruit.
Yep. Think notes of pineapple and jackfruit intermixed.
Oh my god.
With creamy pistachio and slight caramelized onion of a sweet vanilla durian.
Oh my god. This better live up to that, man. This sounded so good.
Expectations. Sulak King actually refers to two different grafted varieties of durian. We used both Sulak King Haji Lamat and Sulak King Margaret Daly for this box, all from Madame Ting's farm. You can see Madame Ting on this box and also find videos and pictures of her farm on the blog.
All right, cool. So once again, I'm going to compare the color to the standard durian that just like doesn't really look that good, and then look at the vibrancy of that.
Bland yellow, and
then if we look at just the last one, we have the Sulak Cunning, you can see even that is like, yeah, that one's, you know, more yellow, but this is really like deep orange, man. Like super amazing. So let's go ahead and open this, and we won't stab you with a knife there.
That's the color of a carrot.
It reminds
so
you of
small,
like,
huh?
Yeah, I mean, these are like exotic durians. Like, you know, durian fruits aren't like super huge. Those small ones, man, they're small and really spiky.
Oh, thank you.
And it looks like to me there might be maybe two different kinds in here because they're a bit different in color. I don't know. And the other thing is, like on some of these fruits, there's not a lot of meat on the fruit.
Yep,
like,
no.
It's like there's a seed and there's like a little fruit around it.
It's kind of a high price for durian.
Well, yeah, so that's why I said, man, this is like for connoisseurs, man. If you just expecting cheap durian,
like
this is not it.
Yeah.
But if you want to just, you know, have some fun with some money, you got a little bit of extra money, and I'm not going to mention prices in this, but for what you're getting, it's totally amazing because you're supporting local farmers. You're supporting Lindsay, who, oh my God.
So different.
This smells like peanut butter cups to me.
It's definitely rich.
It smells like nothing I've ever smelled before. Oh my God.
Whoa.
Totally.
Wow. That's so rich.
Wow. Not a lot of fruit on this, on mine.
Nope. A little bit of skin and
This is totally crazy.
so unlike. I wouldn't even think I'm eating a durian if you didn't tell me.
I'm gonna say like this is like powerful. Not like powerful as in like overpowering, but it's like I feel it to my core, like, man, this is good stuff.
This one actually has more of the wine taste to me.
Wine,
flavor,
like
wine flavor.
fermented, like.
Oh yeah, like a
or
dark.
alcoholic. It's not fermented.
It's not. It's not sour. It's not. No, not at all.
This is a lot more. This one's a lot more thick than even the last one. I thought the last one was thick compared to the first one.
Super thick, so creamy.
But it's like creamy, but like soft in texture. It's not like egg fruit that's like chalky and thick.
It like latches to the roof of your mouth and your tongue. It coats it so well. That super creamy, like fatty creaminess.
Yeah, it's not quite like peanut butter doesn't stick to your tongue. If you're a dog, you would this would not stick to your mouth.
Yeah, no.
I mean, so I would say this is another complex.
Very complex. It's almost like candy too, because it's just so little meat, but it's so sticky.
Yeah, it's very sticky. Once again, not super sweet. So if you're expecting a sweet fruit, but if you're like a chef and you love flavor, that's what you guys are going to get with this. You will just get a mouthful of flavor that you've never tasted. I have the aftertaste of like I mean, I gotta say, like, I don't taste the pineapple. I taste kind of like nutty, peanutty with like jackfruit or something. If I had to say, it's hard to describe though, and everybody's gonna be a little different because they have different taste buds, and I'm not a super taster as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, definitely don't taste much pineapple, but jackfruit color and that sweetness, I think, of a like that really overripe kind of jackfruit.
All right, so I'm gonna read what they normally say about the Solok King, which is the one we had, and it says, the famed flame-colored durian with a berry sweet, fruity, kind of nutty density. That's actually quite interesting. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about, I didn't get the berries, but I definitely got fruity and nutty.
Yeah, fruity and nutty.
What would you say, Wendy, if you had to describe it?
Fruity, nutty. I can't pinpoint, like, it tastes like some sort of tropical fruit smell in there. There is one tropical fruit in there that I can't think of. Yeah, I'm trying to think of. But it's definitely really like a little bit like that ferment, like I said, that overripe kind of a jackfruit smell in it. Definitely really pungent.
Yeah, I mean, by no means are these overripe, or I would not even say they're underripe. I would say they're just perfect from what I know of durians, because I've bought many of monthongs, not ripe. Whether they're frozen a lot or even fresh, a lot worse. It's very hard to find a good fresh durian in the U.S. unless you're, buying it for somebody that has a tree. And even then, actually, I got one in Hawaii that wasn't quite ripe that another YouTuber helped me pick out. And when you're picking durians, one of the tips for you guys is pick a nice round one, not one that doesn't have that has like flat sides, because that means there's gonna be no pod in there. And when you're buying durian, generally you buy by the whole fruit, which means you're buying a lot of shell, which is actually not edible. Except on my compost pile.
For your worms.
All right, Wendy, you ready to try that last one?
All right.
Oh, and I want to say, like, inside this box, they spend more money to get you guys the insulation packing material that's made from like corn, so it's fully compostable. They also send you these reusable kind of cold packs. The Cold Shock, it says, premium ice pack, eat your lunch. And then some of these other guys like this. So I would encourage them, especially when they're sending boxes of durians that cost this much money, to upgrade their frozen packs. These ones where I live, they thawed out very quickly. I'd actually recommend using something else, and I haven't researched that myself, but something else, and put, basically, if it fits in the box, you should pack as much ice packs around the product to protect the product as possible. That's very important to me. And for my situation where I live in the arid desert, it definitely wasn't sufficient. But depending on what time of year and where you live, like if you live in Alaska, you're probably good. Unless it's the summer. All right, so the last one. Go ahead and read the card, Wendy.
Okay, Otak Udang Galak.
Yeah,
this
Otak
gorgeous
Udang Gala.
Gala, that's right.
That's this one. Even darker, like reddish. Look at
gorgeous
this. Gorgeous
sunset of a durian offers a sophisticated nose of red wine. Slightly tannic, bitter, and sometimes so alcoholic its berry liqueur can engulf your sinuses. Wow. Otak Udang Galak is not a specific variety, but refers to any deeply orange, red, dark pink, tiger striped, or darker red durian that is sweet. Other red-fleshed ones often taste more like waxy guacamole.
Wow.
We selected these to taste like wine dumped over chilled cream. Mildly sweet, a little nutty, and very rich. We suggest eating this one only half thawed. When the texture is so thick and smooth, it's like ice cream. Yeah,
so once again, as I said before, you want to make sure these are properly thawed to the right thawness and not overly thawed. These have all thawed at the same rate because I took these all out of my freezer at the same time to make this video for you guys. Oh, and let's use a knife again here to open it up, and we'll get you out a nice piece there. Yeah, this one is a little bit more, this one thawed out a little bit faster. Maybe it has like a little bit, well, we're trying it last. And maybe the water content is a little bit Yeah, these are not coming out too easy because it's really thawed. Let's see.
Gotta rinse the bag and drink it.
Yeah.
Don't waste it.
Once again, there's not a lot of flesh here. Just put your hand open.
Yep.
I think you're gonna get 2 small ones there or something.
Woo!
Yeah, that's just one,
That's
right?
nice. Whoa, it's strong. It does have a more wine kind of smell. Very nutty smell.
Oh my God!
Whoa. Wow.
This one's insane. This one, what does it smell like to you? Like
cheesy a little.
This to me smells like, well, I really like the first one. It tastes like flour, smells flowery.
Lighter.
This one smells like
strong.
Like more buttery, like some kind of like crazy candy, like I don't know. Snickers or some kind of crazy candy.
Oh, like that really sticky inside. It's so rich. It's like eating candy when it hits like the back of my throat. They each one kind of gets thicker and stickier, like.
Yeah, this one's good. It's not. This one's also really thick. It's not thawing that fast. Maybe some of it was, but the part right near the seed is like really nice texture.
Yeah, I'm tasting it. I do taste like that very strong, like alcoholic flavor.
Oh, I taste that. That's what they're describing. Like I haven't
so
ever
warm.
drank like brandy.
Yeah, but that's
one of
what I would
those things.
imagine
But
too.
I've smelled it because my dad used to drink it, and I never was into hard alcohol really. But that it has that more complex, not. I wouldn't say bitter, I'd say like, I mean, I guess you could call it an alcoholic, but it's not alcoholic. It's not, once again, it's not fermented. There's no alcohol in here, but it has that complex, maybe like wine. I actually think they described it as wine-like flavor.
Alcoholic, it's berry liqueur is what they say.
Oh, berry liqueur. I mean, I haven't tasted berry liqueur, but
it's really warm. Like I can feel it in my body too. And
yeah, I could feel this too. Yeah.
you should like. What do you do? Like, what do wine drinkers do? Like, their tongue they stick in the back of the throat. What do they do?
Cleanse their palate.
Oh,
I don't know.
No, like they do something where they like they touch the tip of the tongue to the roof of their mouth or something when they drink. I don't know.
No idea. Wow. I mean, this is a one-in-a-lifetime experience, just, you know, getting a box like this, because I would never experience this. I mean, it is on my list to visit Southeast Asia, and I have never been yet.
Yeah.
But this is a way, especially due to recent happenings in the news and travel bans and restrictions, you guys could have literally a taste of Borneo on your door in just a few days. Well, I want to warn you guys, these boxes are not always available. You know, like this box was shipped to me, I think like the month or the month after it was actually harvested. So it's like harvested, you know, blast frozen, shipped to the US, packed in dry ice, and then shipped to you immediately. They're not like warehousing this stuff. They're not warehousing this stuff and just shipping it whatever. So you're getting like the freshest, most premium durian that you just, there's no other way in the world you guys can get this. You could order durian from other places, but I've never seen this quality. This is like, I like to visit farms when I go on my many travels, and I get stuff this quality fresh, you know, and I haven't been traveling due to COVID, which has been a bit challenging for me because I really love traveling and visiting farms and getting higher quality food than normal. And this is, man, this is right up there.
Yeah. It'd be amazing to visit a durian farm, especially growing all these varieties. The last two definitely would be more like a connoisseur kind of a flavor, but I would say like that first one we tried, not the regular store bought, but that sulak.
The sulak
cutting. It's I think one that's, I think anyone who's never had durian should try.
Because you think they like it? Like most people would like that one?
I think so, because it tastes more like custard is not just sweet, but that sulfur smell is not really there. Like it's a lot.
Like I don't really taste the sulfur in this either. Like to me, there's like.
But it's strong. Like I don't think some people. Would
no, I mean this is strong, but to me, I mean I'm used to eating a lot of fruit.
Yeah. It has really good flavor. Like.
Yeah, to me, I mean, I wish I had a lot more than this. Is the problem. I mean, I mean, all this is 2 pounds, including the seeds, and that's the other thing is like, you know, the seeds could weigh half of the, or more than half the fruit pulp that you're getting on it because there's not a lot of flesh on these fruits because you know that's how wild foods are. But also, you mean think about other wild foods. Have you guys ever had Alpine strawberries? Right? Alpine strawberries, oh my god, you taste one little small strawberry, you think these things are weak, they're so tiny, but oh my god, you'll have flavor explosion in your mouth. And we basically hybrided these wild strawberries into these big, huge strawberries that you could get in the store that have basically zero flavor. Although I did get a bunch of like organic Driscolls that are actually decent for store-bought lately. So how would you say this one tasted to you, Wendy?
This one is definitely the richest of all, and it's really warm. I do taste that more alcohol out of like the 3. This one has that strong like liqueur kind of a flavor. The most complex.
Yeah.
Most creamy.
Yep.
Yep. It's so thick, it's like paste almost.
Yeah, no, it is.
Yeah. Man, you can only scrape out so much out of this.
I know, right?
To eat, yeah.
It's so good.
It's so good. Like
wow.
Handheld candy.
And look, it's like coloring my hands orange. That's how like rich in carotenoids it is. Totally insane. Oh my god, how would I describe that last one? I would say yes. I would say like liqueur flavor. Like when I did have a few liqueurs when I was younger, I stopped drinking actually at 21. But before that, I had some strong.
Stopped drinking at 21.
I did. Caused a lot of issues, so that was good. Go.
But you stopped drinking at 21. You didn't try it at 21.
No, I stopped. Pretty much. But yeah, so so this has the liqueur kind of flavors, and I kind of got a more nuttiness.
Yeah.
And like it tastes like maybe like I'd say like if you ever had a peanut butter fruit, but it tastes like a peanut butter fruit but different. But it's like that also consistency of the peanut butter fruit if you have that fruit. I love that fruit. But that's also another very difficult one for you guys to find normally. So I mean, amazing thing is they will ship these to you guys. Yeah, I'd say that one was really good. Once again, these are all connoisseur durians for the connoisseur or for like fruit explorers that don't get to go to Borneo or Southeast Asia to try them. This is the first time I've been exposed to these. And I want to, thank Lindsay and Richard for going out to the farms and doing their hard work to taste test. I'll have to join you guys one day, make a video on these durians, and more importantly, work with the farmers directly so that they get paid a fair wage to grow their durians that they could have started 20 years ago that they are now profiting from, a women-owned durian farm. It's totally amazing, and supporting local agriculture instead of big agribusiness. When you go down and buy Dole bananas or Chiquita bananas at your grocery store, you're supporting big ag, which is a lot different than small ag or small farmers. That's why I also encourage you guys to visit and shop at your local farmers market, provided they're real farmers there, because I know some farmers markets in the US, they're just resellers. Anyways, I want to go ahead and read what they talk about. This last one, the Otak Udung Mura, and I'm probably butchering that name, but that's how I say it as a white dude or half Asian guy. Beautiful and sophisticated. The deep red to salmon pink flesh has sophisticated notes of cherry wine blend with heavy cream. And I would say that this is very sophisticated. Like it's the flavor is so complex. I can't put into words like how it tastes. I would agree that it has a cherry wine or some kind of liqueur kind of blended with heavy cream because it's really nice, rich, and thick. And I mean, once again, none of these are like the watery one that we had. And even still, these are sitting out. They're still pretty solid. I mean, they're not mush. Like this one was solid when we got here. Now it's just literally mush in the package, which this is going to turn into a smoothie because it's not even worth me eating it. And these I will enjoy because, I mean, they still have a nice texture. Now, of course, if you're not going to all enjoy these in one sitting, you do want to put these back in the fridge, and because they have been thawed out, you should eat them within a day or so, afterwards. And don't let them go bad. These are very rare, very valuable durians that went through a lot of transportation to get to you. So Wendy, do you have any final thoughts on the rare, basically wild hybrid varieties of durians we got to try today?
Yeah, well, different kinds of food have a different kind of energy, and I really did felt like that last one we had really heating me up. Like I'm feeling my hands are really warm, my whole body is like super warm right now.
So don't eat it on a hot day or you're gonna get hotter.
Or you can have a bloody nose is what the Chinese say.
I highly doubt that. Yeah, no, I actually
well, unless you can eat a lot of
after she said that, I kind of, feel more warm myself. I was like, oh yeah, I am feeling a bit more like blood circulating. Like
circulating
is better.
Wonder how is the iron content on that? Probably good blood.
Oh, you know what? The cool thing about these durians is that on the box, there's even a nutrition fact you guys are gonna get.
Learn.
So, I mean, don't buy durian if you're like counting your calories necessarily, although fruits are some of the best calories you could eat. It's 4.3 servings per container, so I guess that's the box, and it's 1 cup or 234 grams, and it's 357 calories per 1 cup. And so there's like 4.3 servings in here, so 4 times 350, I don't know, like 1,400 or something like that. Calories per the whole box. So that's like basically one meal. And let's see. Oh, iron. Yes, there's some iron. I think it's like 8% of the daily value in one serving. And then calcium it has some calcium in there. And let's see. Oh, no vitamin D in there, and has lots of potassium in there as well.
Oh yeah, because that chalkiness I'm tasting.
And these definitely are like not as sweet as the monthong at all, but they have more of a complex flavor. So if you're looking for sweet, go buy your stupid monthong. And they also say on their website that these ones don't taste like Musan King, which I have no idea what that is. Maybe that's another common variety. I think they're trying to plant a lot of Musan Kings as a dominant variety over there.
It's supposed to be a really expensive variety.
Oh yeah,
I think it's like over $100 for a little one.
Oh wow. But yeah, I mean,
it's supposed to be
I've never tasted that, so
yeah.
These ones taste amazing to me. And the other thing is this is basically a tour in a box. So what Lindsay and Richard do is they will fly in to see them over in Borneo, wherever they are. They go to different countries, and they'll basically take you around to the best durian farms and the best places to eat durian with them, because that is literally their life. I mean, Lindsay's called the durian writer, not like writer, but writer, W-R-I-T-E-R. She writes about it, so she blogs about it. She knows more about durians and where to pick them and where to get the best ones than anybody else I know. So you could go over there and she'll take you on a whole tour. But for those of you guys that can't travel, don't have the money to travel, because it can be quite expensive to go on a tour, get your flights, and then get lodging and all those things, you guys could basically try some of these wild hybrid durians shipped directly to your door without leaving the comfort of your own home for an affordable price. Now, yes, they are a bit expensive. I'm not going to mention prices in here, but for what you're getting, for supporting local farmers, for supporting growing rare varieties and encouraging farmers to do that by voting with your dollars, it's one of the best things you guys could do if you have some extra disposable income, or have a birthday party or a gift you want to give somebody that's really special. I think this is definitely a good thing to do for all those reasons. So Wendy, are there any final comments you'd like to share about this experience that you haven't already?
Well, thank you for having me. It was, wow, like last week was my birthday, so
happy birthday.
This was such like the best birthday cake. Yeah, it was like the best birthday cake.
So was this better than your birthday cake, or I don't know what you had for your birthday?
I didn't have a birthday cake, but if I did, I'm sure this is way better. I mean, come on, it's durian.
So compared to other durians you've had on all your different travels, when you go to Vietnam or in the US, like how would you compare this durian to those?
A lot more sophisticated though, especially the last two, but definitely all three varieties are really delicious and just a lot more complex than any kind of durian I've ever had. I think the other kinds I've had, even if they are from different varieties, but I think they still taste really similar. They're just like good, sweet, very fleshy, very meaty, like a lot, like bites, to it, but it's nothing complex like this. This is like levels of
this is like
flavor. That's just like the next one, and then you taste that, and then it's like unfolds to like the next level of like a new flavor, and just slowly just unwraps. Like it's amazing.
Yeah, and if you guys out there are thinking about starting a farm or a tropical farm, I always encourage you guys to grow the rare varieties of crops, because these crops are going extinct, because trees are getting chopped down, because people do not see the economic value in these. So once again, I'm glad this is being able to get brought to you guys, and I want you guys to support them if you have some extra money and you want to try some of these durians, to support this kind of agriculture, because it's this kind of agriculture we need from small farmers and not big agribusiness planting mono varieties of crops so that we lose some of these very special varieties. I mean, they may only have a few varieties of these kinds of trees, and if they get lost, they get cut down, it gets diseased, it's gone. I mean, you guys have heard about what's happening to the bananas, right? The current variety of banana is the Cavendish, right? That may be going the way of the West because there's a virus affecting that, and basically most banana plants are the Cavendish variety. So if those go away, then what? Then there's not going to be all these bananas to eat. Then they're going to have to find a new variety that's going to dominate. You know, the Gros Michel was the dominant variety before the Cavendish, and then that one kind of went the way of the West, and basically that one's gone except for small growings. So yeah, another really important reason. So Wendi, because I know you've ordered fruit online from different places before, get it shipped to you, you go to different Asian markets like I do, comparing this to like Asian market tropical fruit you would buy or produce that you got shipped in from other online sellers, how would you say this compares to those other ones?
This is definitely one of the, I mean, this is the best one. I didn't even know that these were frozen if you didn't tell me. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think the flavor was lost. Sometimes like frozen fruits will have, the flavor kind of changes, especially if you had the fresh fruit, you know. And a lot of market imported goods are frozen if they're thawed. So basically they are frozen fruits. And the flavor is not rich like this, even if you bought it at like a grocery store, because they are still like mass-produced kind of farming.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I'd concur with all that, and basically, like, do you have something else?
I was gonna say, even if you're traveling, you know, as a tourist, like, you're still finding a lot of conventional food of conventional growers out there, unless you're taking these very specific tours to these farms, like you said. You know, you're not gonna experience
you're not gonna
this,
find
even
these guys
in Malaysia or anywhere like that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I would definitely say that of Asian market grown food, like a lot of it, in my opinion, is actually fairly low quality. You can get some halfway decent stuff sometimes.
Do they sell us the rejects or something, you think?
No, it's just, I mean, it's just basically mass market, like monoculture farms, like bananas. I mean, take bananas. Like bananas you buy at the grocery store, like to me, those are like garbage. I mean, I could say they taste like cardboard. They actually don't taste like cardboard, but they taste garbage compared to like bananas I get when I'm at like in the tropics and get fresh bananas. It actually really tastes like bananas are from the farmer's market, from the farmer that grew it, you know, in special different varieties. Yeah. They taste a lot more complex. So this is kind of like the same thing, like monoculture durian versus like, you know, like special wild kind. I mean, this is why I grew a garden to have some of these rare varieties of vegetables. And now I'm glad I get to try some of these rare varieties of fruits. And compared to other, you know, people that have shipped me in fruit to eat, you know, I mean, I deal with some farms that I buy from who pick fresh and ship to me, and that's great. I deal with some people that just basically resell, you know, tropical fruit, which is good, but in most cases it's still a lot of just conventional fruit, maybe a few small growers mixed in. But this stuff is like the step above, man. So for those of you guys that are really fruit connoisseurs that really want to experience good fruit, definitely got my thumbs up on this one, man. And if you see them come in stock, buy them fast, because they will sell out and then they'll just be gone and they'll be out, because it's not like they have unlimited supply. When these guys are harvesting, they're dropping. The durian drops all the fruit. They package up, they freeze it, they flash freeze it, and then they sell it to you. And the cool reason why the flash freezing is so good is because it does not rupture the cell walls. So it's not like most frozen fruits you guys are going to buy, because that you freeze and then thaw out, that's rupturing the cell walls when it's freezing. And actually this could be a big problem if you're trying to freeze dry, because you want the cell walls ruptured, or the freeze dry won't work. That's a whole different discussion topic. So this is, and I, you know, like the texture to me this was not a thawed fruit at all. Like to me, no. I was so amazed. And actually when I got this, it wasn't quite, it was pretty soft when I got it, and then I refroze it and then re-thawed to eat it today.
Wow, and it's still good.
And it's still like
fresh
super,
out of the fruit.
It's like, fresh out of the fruit. Like even like the texture was even I would say better than some of like the fresh durian I had last trip to Hawaii.
Wow.
You know, that was like, this one's a lot more like mellow. I don't know, to me it was just like so delicious. So yeah, if you guys want to go on a durian tour and, you know, experience that, hey, great. put a link down below, yearthedurian.com. You want to follow Lindsay also on Instagram, Durian Writer. I think it's also Year the Durian on Facebook. Once again, link is down below in the description. I'll leave the first comment as a link to the website so you guys could experience your own, basically, wild durian shipped to you from Borneo. I encourage all different kinds of, people to, get more exposure to small farmers. I went down to Puerto Rico and I found a small farm that I worked a deal with, and I'm not the middleman or anything, but I have you guys deal directly with the farm in the US in Puerto Rico that will harvest the cacao pods for you and literally ship them the next day to you guys, so you guys get fresh cacao pods. This is the kind of farming that I love to promote, and I want more people doing. If you guys have a farm and want me to promote your products, please let me know, because I'm happy to do that, and I will taste test your products and tell my viewers the honest truth. I mean, if it gets to me rotten, guess what? I'm opening the box and I'm telling you guys it got to be rotten. But I'm confident that Lindsay and Richard take every possible precaution to make sure you guys get the highest quality durian. That is just so amazing, all right? So that's pretty much it for this episode. And Wendy, if somebody wants to get a hold of you, learn more about your YouTube channels and your social media, how do they do that?
Yeah, YouTube is at wendiland.com, and Instagram is it's Wendiland, and also Facebook is Wendiland. But I'm sure John will leave
all the links down below. All right. So that's pretty much it for this episode. Hey, if you guys enjoyed this episode, hey, please give this video a big thumbs up. Also, be sure, more importantly, to share it with fruit connoisseurs. If you have durian connoisseurs, fruitarian people that really want to experience something totally new and different, they could learn my honest opinions about the Year of the Durian wild durian box that you guys get shipped to you. So amazing that they can do this in this day and age with like FedEx overnight shipping and all these things. So I'm so glad that I could do this. I mean, I can only imagine this like 20 years ago when I got into raw foods, or 25 years ago, like this would have been incredible. Although back then I couldn't afford it. Also, be sure to click that subscribe button right down below so you don't miss out on my new and upcoming episodes that come out every 5 to 7 days. You never know where I'll show up or be learning on my YouTube channel. I like to give you guys the sources of some of the best fruits that I have found. I like to teach you guys about why it's important to eat fresh fruits and vegetables as a dominant part of your diet in their most raw and natural state as possible. And so much more on my channel, unlike any other channel that promotes a raw food, fruit and vegetable based diet. Make sure you click the little bell so you get notified as my new videos come out. And finally, be sure to check my past episodes. My past episodes are a wealth of knowledge. Over 500 episodes at this time on this YouTube channel dedicated to teach you guys all about the power of fruits and vegetables, as well as many different fruit tastings, promoting farms where you guys could get some of the best fruits, shipped directly to you, and so much more. So with that, my name is John Kohler with OKRaw.com. We'll see you next time, and until then, remember, keep eating your fresh fruits and vegetables. They're always the best.